Juno's World.
Welcome to another episode. Want to give a shout out to my boy Juno for the intro music. Really fire track. Everybody check my boy out. He's going to come on the episode in a few weeks. Talk to him a little bit about the music. We definitely appreciate the collaboration and working with you, my boy. Welcome to another episode of the No Clickbait podcast. This is officially episode 2. It's your boy Freddy Andretti coming at you like a fastball. You already know I'm here with my boy Ism, because that is him.
Exactly. I love it. Favorite.
And in the house, we got a very, very special guest. My girl Dana Rhoney the homie, the 4-time champion of the shrimp and grits cook-off in the United States.
Hey, y'all didn't tell me that. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah. She probably got the best shrimp and grits in the US. And I'm not just saying that because she here. Definitely appreciate you tapping in with us and coming on the show, Dana.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nah, of course, we had to bring you on. I know I was telling you about this, and you were one of the first people that came to mind to bring you on the show, so we appreciate you coming on with us. We definitely appreciate everybody out there, that's tapped in over the past couple of weeks, answering the polls and the questions, and then the past week, actually tuning into the episode 1, the intro. We dropped that on Apple Music. We dropped that on Spotify, YouTube coming soon, as well as Amazon Music and some other platforms. So definitely check that out. Continue to engage with us. It's very important on the social media, whether that's Twitter, whether that's when YouTube comes, like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. And especially when we post those daily polls and questions on Instagram, that gives us more content, more engagement, and gets our name out there. But it also gives us more to talk about when we're actually on here and we're not just looking at each other. But yeah, with that said, Ism, I wasn't sure if there's anything you wanted to add there before we hop into it.
Just people need to remember what comes before media, which is social. Like, we're there to
Facts.
interact, not there to look at each other. Like, oh, that's cool. Interact. Like, when people ask you a question, no matter if you answer it or not, something comes to mind. You might as well put that there to answer. Voila. 5 to 10 seconds of your life. Not hard.
And don't just answer in your head. I don't know what you're just saying in your head. You might read the question and answer in your head. What's your favorite movie? Oh shoot, Friday, and keep it moving. Like, you type out Friday real quick. It won't hurt you. It'll help us.
What's crazy is people will see you in person and be like, "Oh, I saw your post. My favorite movie is da da da. Why you ain't type that?"
I saw you saw my post. Like,
I know that part already. I don't know what you picked.
But I mean, we definitely appreciate everybody that has been replying. Got a lot of good responses. We'll dive into some of those later. But as we told y'all in episode 1, a big piece of what we wanted to do is the entrepreneurship spotlight, businesses, whether it's Black-owned business, young entrepreneurs, things of that nature. Anyone out there that really betting on themselves and got their own thing going. We definitely wanted to bring them on the platform, talk about their journey. If they have any advice to anyone else looking to start a journey, whether it's in that field, the same field, or whatever it is that they want to venture out and do. I know there's people out there who's probably thinking they want to do something for themselves, or they want to take that leap, and they're trying to figure out, what works best for them, or what challenges there are that they will be facing, and they may just need somebody, not necessarily on a mentorship side, but somebody to give them a few words of encouragement so they can go ahead and take that leap. With that said, our guest today, Dana Rhoney, aka Rhoney the homie, aka my pal, actually has her own stretching business called Flexi Friends, as you can see her shirt there. So with that said, I'll dive into some questioning. First of all, Dana, where did the Flexi Friends concept and name come from?
So it was during the pandemic, that was a big boom for everybody, like starting their own businesses and stuff. And honestly, one day I was just like, I asked my line sisters, I was like, let me just like coach y'all through a stretch session. Cause I did like dance and stuff in high school and I was like the captain and all that. And it's something that like I'm fairly good at. So I asked them to let me coach them through a stretch session. And we did one at my line sister's house and they loved it and they were just like raving about it. And they said, Danny, you should really try this. Like you should do it. So I kind of started off with just like I just put it on my Instagram. Like I would start posting videos of like me stretching and then eventually people will be like, "Oh, I need to stretch. I'm tired. I need to stretch," and all of that. So, so one weekend, like one Saturday morning, I was just like, you know, y'all come to this Zoom link at like 10 a.m. and I'm just gonna lead y'all through a stretch session. And slowly, like more people started saying, "Oh, I want to stretch." So I ended up making like this little group me. And I think it was like every Tuesday and Saturday, I was stretching. I was just stretching like anywhere from like 10 to 20 people on Zoom for an hour. And
20
it just
people.
became a thing. Like it became like a community. Like even if I wasn't necessarily talking about like the next class, they were in there like posting their updates and like their progress, like doing splits or just being more flexible and more mobile and stuff in general. So that's how it started. It started as just like a little group me. And then eventually I was like, let me see if I can get paid for this.
Yeah.
So I had like my first paid virtual class, and then that trickled over to in-person classes, and that's how that got started. And it was a hit. So
Okay. Were there any? I know you said you started off with 10 to 20 people. I know obviously that comes with friends and family that's going to naturally support you. Uh, do you feel like there was any challenges with getting your name out there to grow from that 10 to 20?
um, you know, honestly, when I was just starting off, not really. Because it was very much so me just like throwing it out there. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have any expectations. I was just like, let me see. Even if like one person show up, I was like, that's fine. I'm stretching with somebody because I'm gonna do it regardless. You
Yeah.
know? So it just kind of like blew up. Like people would tell their friends or their sisters. Like there would be times I would have like more than two people on one camera because they invited like, their friends or their cousins was at their house. So
Yeah.
I would say that that took that long. Now there were some classes, some sessions where I did have three people, and
Yeah.
that was cool. But there were some where I couldn't even see everybody at one time that was in the class. I had so many different screens. But I
Yeah.
don't think it's definitely more hard now, obviously, because you have to pay for it
Yeah.
to keep those numbers higher. But at the beginning, it was very just like organic. And most times, I didn't even know how many people was gonna show up. I would
Yeah.
just put the link in because at that time I was just putting the link in the group me, and the group me probably had like 20 people, 25, 30 people
Yeah.
or something. And I would just throw it in there and then people would show up. And then sometimes they would add their friends to the group and then they would show up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So I guess Ism, you could probably relate to that too. And obviously, y'all have two completely different products than what y'all putting out there. But I'm sure you have some days that are better than others. So you could probably speak to that drive to keep going, right?
Yeah, the biggest thing she said that is, granted, I'm not no whiz, but the what I hear most people say with business is like successful people is like if it's one person or if it's a bunch of people, it's still gonna be like the same quality. Like
Yeah.
I'm not make something as good as I would have because only one person wants it versus if it's a mass production.
Yeah.
Like you got like because I mean in in school I did a lot of like stand up and whatever and
Yeah.
like it was crazy because even with that, it seemed like it's easier to do it with more people versus when it's less. Because it's like when it's condensed and everybody's just all eyes on you. Like I can only imagine like a 1v1 stretch session is more like intimate than if it's like 20 people. And it's like, okay, it feels like it's more room for error because it's like a bigger mass of people. But when
Yeah.
it's just like people looking at you like, yeah, make us laugh. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can hear everything like when it's silent versus when you get a joke off that makes sense like a heckler like everything is just like
Yeah.
when it's more intimate so it's like you build organic relationships like that because a lot of times I go out like I started doing a lot of stuff off of social media because you can reach everybody off social media. Like you don't got to go to Houston to meet somebody from Houston. You don't got to go anywhere these days. But you do build a lot of organic connections when you actually talk to people one on one. Like when you have that individual session, whether it be stretching or whether it be, anything. If you get to talk, like when you gave our business card to somebody the other day, you could actually tell him like, this is what we do, blah, blah, blah. That's a lot more organic and fulfilling than having to tell 20 people one general idea.
Yeah.
Like you, the person reacts. And I feel like when talking to a crowd, like I try to promote the people when they by themselves, because I feel like a crowd of people, if one person energy is just off, it can switch how everybody else feels about you trying to promote.
Yeah.
So if I'm like, this shirt hard, da, 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 and one person like it, but four other people like, that's trash. That one person, yeah, I don't like it neither, actually. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It really
so
only take one person to, what's the saying? Like, you can see a million great reviews on whatever the product is, whatever it is. It take that one bad person. If they a strong influencer, or if all it takes is them getting one more person on a negative side. And people are always like, even when you go into check into a hotel, you're looking at reviews of the Airbnb or a product or something. You may see, oh, great product, worth the money. You see that one is trash or waste of money or whatever. You can be like, I don't know if I'm gonna buy that. I don't know if I'm gonna work with these people. I don't know if I want to spend my money on this, because all it takes is that one bad review. But with that
yeah,
said, I know back to the just growing the business for you, Dana, is, you started with that 10 people and then it just started to blossom. That's because you had a good experience, or they had a good experience. You was able to give that good experience, right? Versus, people didn't have a good experience. Stretching is not easy. So obviously you got to have a good instructor that knows what they're doing. You're going to put these people's bodies through some stuff that is probably hasn't been through before in a very long time. So they're going to need somebody, if they're going to feel like they want to stretch out their muscles and stuff, somebody that actually knows what they're doing, so they're not putting themselves in a bad position. I
Right.
say all that to say it, the growth came from, you would say, a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely say it's the results speak for themselves first off.
Yeah.
It's the impact. So like when I have people coming up to me is like, or even just in the group and like message you like, oh my God, Dana, like my back feels so much better, or I feel so loose, I did this and that today, or just the impact that it's had on them,
Yeah.
like that spoke for itself. Like they have that experience, then they'll go and tell somebody else, and then people start to trust you, and once you have their trust, they gonna vouch for you.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, I haven't, and God forbid, I haven't had any instances where I hurt anybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I only had it was only good things, and even if some people, everybody needs to stretch, but some
Yeah.
people, I would say, it was necessarily a need. They wanted that time to themselves, that little time of self-care for an hour on Saturday morning. Like that was just their thing. So, you tell somebody else like, look, this is free. When I was doing the free virtual class, like, this is free, just hop on here for an hour, and it just helped it grow more and more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Key word there, everybody. It ain't free no more. You got to pay to play, but it's definitely worth it. You definitely leave feeling better. Especially if you pair that with, we in Atlanta, so you pair that. Let's say you go stretch and go hit the belt line or something. Feel accomplished. You feel good about yourself. Uh, would you say you had any challenges, whether getting the business started, or did it cause any challenges personally for you, or was it tough trying to manage, getting things running there, and obviously you still have your job and your personal life and all that stuff?
Yeah, for sure. It was tough. It's still tough. I feel like it's always gonna be tough. Entrepreneurship is not for the weak. Um,
Yeah.
you have to hype yourself up a lot. You have to
Yeah.
back yourself, and even when you don't back yourself, you got to pretend.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I definitely ran into like a lot of challenges. Starting a business, period, is challenging, and you have to put in money to make money. And when you starting from ground zero, like I
Yeah.
ain't getting no loan from no banks because I'm not bringing in that much money to where I would want a big loan for the bank where I have to
Yeah.
pay back. I ain't getting no type of loans, no type of grants. So everything that I do with Flexi Friends is coming out of my pocket.
Yeah.
So the off rip, the financial commitment is a lot. You
Yeah.
know, it's all that money is coming from what I work on my 9 to 5. So
Bitten.
right, that with everything else
Real facts.
pay for is crazy. So definitely a financial challenge, and just I guess you could say like the admin of putting a business together, like
Yeah.
all the paperwork you got to do, all the things that you have to submit. When it comes to me, like for my classes, looking for spaces, these people, they be taxing for their spaces. Like,
Yeah.
not play about their spaces. Finding a space, and then it's not enough to just have a beautiful space. You need to make sure parking is good. You need to make sure they ain't paying for parking. You need to make sure it's easily accessible and in a central location for the people in Atlanta that may want to come.
Yeah.
You know, you need to make sure the place got good Wi-Fi and speakers. So if I got somebody who want to join virtually, I got to make sure my iPad is up and running and not freezing mid
Yeah.
stretch.
Yeah.
You know, and then
That's
like
one position, 2 minutes.
what you say?
Yeah. How
Yeah,
long we
right.
gonna be in? How long we gonna be in this position? God
You're
dang.
like, hey, I'm hurting. Yeah, so it
Meanwhile,
definitely,
the class done ended.
yeah,
Still on the floor.
right, hurting. But that's how it be. Like it comes with a lot of challenges and a lot of hardships. And
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part about it though, outside of like the financial, is the consistency. And that's
Yeah.
something that I struggle with a lot with just about everything, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
But the consistency to be able to do it even when I don't feel like doing it, keep doing it when I've had two people show up to a class, which I've had before, which is unfortunate when I done coughed out this much money for the space. So
Yeah.
I'm taking a loss financially because
Yeah.
my sales didn't, at least help me break even and stuff. So the consistency to be able to just like, keep doing it and not let nothing stop you. That's
Yeah.
hard. Pray on it.
Well, I think two things you said I don't want to skip
Like,
over. Yeah, bless you. Two things you said I don't want to skip over is one, you definitely got to have that internal drive. You got to have a why, right? You got to have a why. You got to know your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I wake up every day? Whether it's your own business or just going to work, everybody doesn't necessarily like their job, but they got bills to pay, they got mouths to feed, or they just want to better themselves. They want to challenge themselves. So definitely have that internal drive and know your why, regardless of whatever you're trying to do out there in life. Whether it's working for the man or trying to be the man or woman. The other thing you did speak on, like, obviously you need to make sure everything's set up right in the studio. You got to have your space, but you also need to have parking. You need to have everything that's going to give that user a good experience, because if any of that goes wrong, they're going to have a bad experience, or in their mind it's a bad experience. That's what leads to bad reviews. Oh, the class was great, but parking was 10 minutes down the street and blah blah blah. Don't go back. So
you don't need
anybody out there, don't just you got to think about all kind of other factors as well, even if it's not directly tied to exactly what you're doing. It's about where you're doing it, when you're doing it, anything that's going to impact that user experience. The user is always right. So definitely, just if you can make it as easy as possible for them or convenient as possible, it's only going to enhance the experience, and they're going to want to rock with you moving forward. Um, I
people
wasn't
be
sure, Don, if you had, yeah, Ism, if you had anything you wanted to add to that piece
not
of it.
the reviews thing though. Like my mom got me on that because, like, especially with Amazon, like me before my mom did all the reviews, I just okay, I like that, I buy it. And people scam so much now. You got to read the reviews, but it'd be like 4,000. But in the same breath, like my mom taught me not to trust nobody. Like if they got a product and they got like 5 reviews, it's like
Yeah,
you could probably your team, like y'all take it turns,
yeah,
leave it. Yeah, this is the greatest product ever. And so I remember, like, this is how I know, like,
yeah,
it's always right, but a lot of you customers be sucking. I remember that it was a table, and everybody was raving about the table. Oh, great table, da 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 da. And so it was like 5 stars. It was 1 star. So you know that 1 star gonna stand out because like, damn, one. Bro said somebody fell on the table and it broke. And you gave the table 1 star?
Yeah.
What did you expect to happen with the table?
You mad at the company? You mad at the company because Charlotte took a tumble? Like
Again, for my
yeah.
nephew stand, it didn't stand up. Like what? Dog. So people really be bitter about anything. You got to take options away from people sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I was just talking about that because granted, like Kendrick just dropped the Not Like Us, and there was like after he did it, his wife, she deactivated her Instagram because
Damn.
she's ill and she's like, and so they're like, oh, why she deactivated? And I'm like, bro, common sense, because she know y'all gonna try to troll because y'all did all this talking about why she not here, why she not here. Now
Yeah.
to her. But in the same breath, people act like Drake don't limit and delete comments. He got millions of followers and he have like 300 comments. That
Yeah.
makes sense to anybody?
You're right.
You got to
Come
get the
on.
negativity out of there, man. But
You
on the before I do forget, on the reviews, so you definitely got to look at them, and I learned that lesson personally, but I learned that also through like social media, just seeing other people's experiences. So two things. One, I saw it was like hey, I don't know what it was. I think it was a restaurant, or I think it was a restaurant. The one you can tell it was the owners leaving the reviews because they didn't even log out. You know, it had a name. It was like, oh, they had great food and this was delicious. And the next one said, I agree, Peter. It was delicious. The same damn login. like, come on, man. If you're gonna do that, at least get a couple of different logins, Kevin Durant. Like,
man, that don't even sound like they bright enough to do that. It's gonna be Peter one that left the first review and
yeah,
Peter.
Peter1 at Gmail, Peter2 at Gmail, Peter3 on Yahoo, just to switch it up just a little bit. There was that, and then y'all know the Bordeaux Jordans, and then there's Bordeaux cookies.
Mm-hmm.
So they got them off eBay. They paid like 250, 300 for them, and they got some Bordeaux's, and it was a bag. It was a bag of the Bordeaux cookies. So they was pissed.
Oh
Boy,
man.
got some Bordeaux lines.
Yeah.
That's
So they wasn't looking at the reviews and the pictures and stuff. Well, they had the pictures of the actual Jordans, but they didn't know that it wasn't a trusted seller.
boy, scamming is so prevalent to the point where like my little dot card that send people to business, they be like, you're not gonna scan my phone, is it? I'm like, I've never thought that people did that. Like,
Yeah.
bro, if I'm in business, what money am I making by not retaining you as a customer? What do I get out of talking to a million people every day and
Yeah.
trying to see somebody and y'all know my face? I'm frequenting the same area. You know how
Yeah.
bold you are and show up the same spot?
Yeah.
Like people who used to steal in school, like steal your Game Boy and come with it the next day. Like, what's wrong with
Oh, oh,
And be the main ones ready to help you look for it.
you? Damn,
right.
last time you had your green Game Boy, I didn't say it was green. Damn, that's
Yeah. I ain't even seen your green Game Boy. What you talking about? I don't even play Pokemon like that. How you know I had Pokemon in it? Like,
I didn't even want to play it. The battery life was low. That's crazy.
let me see. So I guess to on the Flexi Friends part, what would you say? I mean, obviously there was a lot of advice throughout, but what advice would you give someone looking to enter that space or do their own thing? Um, as well as what advice would you give yourself as you're starting out?
Okay. Uh, when you for the first part of that, are you asking for anybody that's interested in entrepreneurship? Period.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. Um, I would say. So part of me wants to say have a plan.
yeah,
Because some type of direction, like where you want your business to go, what you want to do, like in the next year, like where do you want to see your business at? So have some type of plan to get there, or at least know what you want it to look like.
yeah,
But at the same time, a chronic planner, sometimes they don't make moves.
Yeah.
Because you have to, it's like things have to be a certain way before you start. And if you
Yeah.
keep putting it off, so it can be perfect before you start, like you're not going to start
Yeah.
at all.
It ain't never
So
gonna be like, it's never gonna be 100%
never
perfect.
be perfect. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, plan, but at the same time, if the gears just keep turning in your head and you have some idea, at least just get started and figure the rest out later. Because
Yeah.
that's what I did. I was like,
Yeah.
let me just throw this out there and see what bite, you
Yeah.
know? So I would say both of those. And for me, what would I tell myself starting out? um, I don't know. Maybe I would say I have a problem of like focusing on too many things at one time.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you know how people say don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
I kind of like think of that like vice versa, because when you have too many different things going on, nothing is really blossoming because you're not giving enough attention to like one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like you never want to limit yourself, but at the same time, I wish that I would have just went like tunnel vision. Just
Yeah.
strictly, let's just work on my classes. Let's just work on growing my classes versus, oh, I want to grow my classes. Oh, let me sign up for this certification. Oh, let me go take this class. Oh, I want to
Yeah.
add this to be friends. It's like, girl, you need to be working on building your classes and building your clientele. Like
Yeah.
you're trying to do all these other things and your numbers are suffering because
Yeah.
you all over the place. So that's one thing I would tell myself. That's what I'm still telling myself now because I have
Yeah.
a problem. I'm like a chronic student, so I be trying to get all these certifications and take these classes, and it's to make myself and my business better. But at the same time, it's like slow your roll. You can't do everything at once and
Right.
expect everything to be successful. So yeah,
Okay. Definitely always good to have a plan, but you got to know everything's not gonna go 100% according to plan. You definitely got to, even just as important as having a plan is being able to adapt to whatever is going on. Like things aren't going to go as planned, but you can always have a plan B through Z. Obviously, you don't always want to get all the way through to that point, but be able to adapt to the market, adapt to your customers, adapt to your competition, adapt to your environment and what you have going on. There's going to be things that come up with the business in life, but keep pushing and just as long as you have some sort of plan and the ability to adapt, you set yourself up for success. But isn't you kind of like you got excited there when she was talking about some of that because I guess she was preaching to the choir.
She said a couple things, a couple bars actually. I was hoping she was gonna rhyme with it. She said
Yeah,
it was one when she did the see what she catch thing, and I was about to keep it Rhoney because
yeah,
but then she did she said something else was a phrase. I was like, oh, that's fire. Like I can't even remember what it was. I was just thought. Then I was thinking when you said you can do plan A through Z, and I was gonna tell you if you get the plan B, that's the most expensive plan. But you know,
yeah.
you get the plan, you gotta start worrying. Just skip the C, bro.
right.
The plan.
And that, to add on to what I was saying, like about things going wrong. So I haven't this year. I haven't really been doing my classes like as heavy as I was on them last year. Um, and the reason for that is because the studio that I used sometimes their parking was iffy, but most of the times they was good. The studio I used, I had a relationship with them, so they was cutting me a deal for my rental. They went up almost 3 times the amount that I was paying for an hour. And so I was like, and I didn't have like a backup studio or anything, that
Yeah,
met requirements that I would want in a studio. So I had to say goodbye to them because, like I said, this is coming out of my pocket. So I couldn't do that. I could not pay 3 times that amount for an hour. So that led me to kind of falling off with my classes, and that's just another example of something going wrong. You
yeah,
know, I wasn't prepared for it, but I do think if I would have been a little more focused on just building like my classes, I would have bounced back a lot quicker. But instead, and it's not a bad thing, but instead I used that time. I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna pause on Flexi Friends and really think about what I'm doing, how I want to continue. And I also like started taking classes and stuff and getting certifications, starting on certifications so it can, build my business up when I do decide I want to start back.
Yeah.
I'll say she's stretching people, not money.
Yeah.
All right.
He said they went up triple time. It's time to slide. I hate when
That
like that's what
It's like,
these like complexes and stuff do. Like, how my rent going up every year? Y'all ain't came in to paint, change a doorknob or nothing. It's the
was
same apartment.
quality
same.
going down, rent going up.
Right. Even if you come in and paint, you think I want to pay 3 times because my wall's black now? What is wrong
Yeah.
with you? You had the white walls when you had first paid that, and they sparkle this time. So, bro, they be so slack. Like, I don't know if it's just the the state itself, but even when we went to the restaurant and they gave me them little keychain wings, and they're like, "Yeah, that's $20." Because you
Yeah.
Keychain wings is crazy.
No, we had a what was that spot we went to, Dana? Me, you, Abe, and Maya. When y'all had them, they had them chicken little wings, and
Experience?
I think it was. I think it
Something
was.
like that. Something like that.
It was during the chicken shortage.
Yeah.
They ain't let it was the sky was falling. We definitely had some chicken noodles, and we didn't
Mhm.
know the size of the wings. I was like, I knew I was hungry. I was like, let me get a combo. Abe was like, we should be good, man. I'm gonna just get the wings, man. And then him and Dana split them. So I say that it was like if you were to
Just
take all of the chicken off the bone and put it on like one regular size bone, they had like 3 wings worth of wings.
if that. Yeah, it was nothing. It was a
So
snack.
it was like when you ask somebody, like somebody asks you for some food or something, you don't really want to get them none. It's like,
Right.
here, dang, I always asking for something. So
Right.
that's what that's what it was with that little piece. Here, dang, I always asking for something.
that's the one you when you suck your teeth, giving people here,
Yeah,
bro. They could have put them wings in a Halloween bucket, dog.
they
They
gave them
had it.
they gave them samples.
Yeah, that
It's like I was about to say I don't know what we can say, but this is our show. It's like what I imagine, like with somebody with an A cup getting nipple piercings. That's what
That's
this
wild.
little wings seem like to me.
That's wow.
What did
Well,
you
guys,
pierce?
it's been nice. It's been nice. This is officially the last episode.
We gotta let them know who I am somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, while we're talking about food, a question I was thinking of. So, if y'all are on y'all, you know how like inmates or death row people, not Suge Knight, but like the people that's really on death row, how they get like their final meal.
Mm-hmm.
What would be our final meal?
Mm. Multiple things? Can it be multiple
It's
things?
your final meal. You can get whatever you want.
I'm definitely gonna get a big behind plate of nachos.
Okay.
A huge
From
plate of.
from anywhere specifically?
Oh gosh. I don't know. Just a really good Mexican spot. I don't know. I don't have a specific place, but I need I'll do either the ground meat or chicken, or maybe like some shredded chicken, lots of cheese. I know you didn't ask for this information, but lots of cheese,
How's your
lettuce,
meal?
lettuce, pico, sour cream, salsa, and just like maybe a little like drizzle of like a little vinaigrette or something like just for some razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
That's the thing I would get for sure.
That
Nacho.
that electric chair gonna stink because all that's coming out.
Just gonna say I don't think they do electric chair no more. I think they do lethal injection, which is
Yeah.
why a lot of people say, yeah, that's gonna run through you. They ain't even gonna want to
It sound good though.
Hmm. For sure.
Niggas gonna break character. Who gave her cheese?
We're suffering more than her.
That's probably crazy.
Oh, man.
What about you, my boy?
No, I ain't gonna lie. I done seen so many movies to where I'm gonna try to think of something that's like is brick, bless you, a brick and mortar. So they got to go out their way to go get it, and I'm gonna try to escape. I'm not just going to accept no last meal. I don't know how to
Yeah,
eat that much stress on your mind. Like even your last meal, even if it's something you enjoy, that's not gonna be enjoyable no matter how good that food is. Because
yeah,
once you last bite, it's like, all right, let's go. Like
yeah.
That's true.
Give me something. I got to
I'm,
take my time eating.
I'm whatever grits that cuz throwing. What was the artist that had hot grits thrown on them?
Oh, Al Green.
Oh yeah.
Whoever cooked that grits, I to drop that off, and I'm a escape.
Yeah, you throw them
I'm
shit.
taking.
You probably throw them at the wall and run out. It gonna melt the wall. Them grits were hot.
I'm getting grits. I'm gonna eat the egg. I'm gonna get matter of fact. I'm getting eggs and grits. I'm gonna eat the eggs as if I'm just happy with that. Granted, eggs are my favorite food. Then it's pizza, but eat the eggs as a distraction. Then we melt the walls with the grits.
That's a
I'm a,
wild first and second.
huh?
Eggs your favorite food?
Eggs are my favorite food.
Interesting.
I used to eat eggs and rice all the time because it's so quick and easy to make, and it got everything you needed in like your protein. Like eggs are really good for you,
Yeah.
and pretty filling. So throw like fried bologna in there every now and then, maybe sausage. Quick. So I think I was
Dana not too unfamiliar with eggs. Them chicken wings we was talking about, they was eggs the day before.
Oh yeah. They was basically eggs.
Them was just hatched.
Yeah.
first day out. First day out, chicken is crazy. They ain't even get to grow up.
Those was the babies. Those was the
That's
They ain't even have to like pluck the feathers off. They ain't really had that many.
That's crazy.
But you was talking about movies. He's talking about movies. The question we did put out there actually today. Uh, favorite movie franchise. We got some. We got. Let me
I already
see.
know. I didn't even get to
We
see
got.
him yet. I know what people.
What you think?
Friday is definitely.
Friday is definitely one. That was the first answer I got. So to be a movie franchise, you got to have at least three movies, and Friday does have three. The fourth one's not coming, people. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we did lose half the cast. We do got some new people that could throw in there that'll still be funny, but
But it was
it's where it wouldn't be the same. But yeah, Friday was on there. Um,
barbershop.
Barbershop. Is it three barbershops? It is three barbershops.
It's four.
It's four.
I think there's the first couple that stayed original. Then Nicki Minaj is in one for whatever reason.
She was in the third one.
So is
You
there a
probably
fourth? Oh,
throwing it. You probably throwing it in Beauty Shop with Queen
hold
Latifah.
on. I ain't that far removed. Hold
No,
on.
for real, Beauty Shop is a spinoff.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
That's why Queen Latifah was in the second or the third one. I think the second one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You're right. It's three. The last one came out in 2016.
Yeah. Well, Michael Rainey Jr.
Oh,
They're
Beauty
that,
Shop between that one.
huh?
Beauty Shop came between that one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So Beauty Shop was right before the last barbershop.
yeah.
So I got three.
Yeah. Ice Cube, he got the bag deep.
Yeah.
Ice
He
Cube.
got a lot of heavy hitters.
That's one of my favorite.
Um, your favorite what?
That's one of my favorite people. What's crazy is I give Gemini's a lot of slander, but my favorite people tend to be Kendrick Lamar. Like, but what was the other ones? I don't want to get too far removed. We'll come back to that.
Oh nah, it was Friday, Harry Potter and Fast and Furious, and then the Avengers.
The
And then
Avengers makes
obviously, yeah, and obviously people like Star Wars, X-Men. Um, what's another? Those were the answers we got. As far as mine, I wouldn't even know what my answer would be. I watched too many movies to have like one favorite. Probably would be Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. And Friday.
yeah,
Friday.
mine probably. But I'm stuck on who voted Fast and Furious because I feel like it's time to tease people. Who did that?
Uh, I think we was talking about it last night. It wasn't the answer on the. It was you.
No, it was right.
Oh, it was Raven. Okay, yeah, Raven said Fast and Furious.
You might as well just say the Avengers because they're superheroes at this point.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing about Raven is she never got to worry about her favorite movies running out.
Exactly.
Because they're gonna be racing wheelchairs at some point.
They're not even racing no more. They're saving the world. I think they're gonna do
Yeah.
what they Diesel crossover.
They'll throw like one random race in there every now and then, but like it's far different from like the first two movies when they was actually racing.
I didn't know
Or
that.
well, three, two.
In years, I didn't know that they stopped racing.
Dana, they done went to the moon. Like literally, people was joking. They was like, "Dang, they gonna go to outer space next movie, outer space." So like somebody was just searching on Twitter for content or for a plot and was like, "Oh, dang, that's a good idea." And it's all powered by the power of family.
Family. There's always gonna be that part where he zoom in, like
Yeah,
everything going wrong in the world. We down 3 million. We need gas. They ain't stop for gas in not one of the movies. It's about
not one, not once.
and he'll zoom in on Vin Diesel. Family.
They
Vin
pulling down planes, holding bridges together,
Crazy.
pushing
Boys
tanks.
one somebody was holding like I forgot what they were holding, but I remember the scene where they had something in each hand.
It was The Rock. He had like a chain with like the plane was taking off and he was holding on to like some bar or something.
Okay.
And like he pulled the plane down. Powered by family.
Family.
That is extreme.
you know, you go in your car and you see E and then you see F.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's what I'm gonna do next time the light bill do. I'm gonna send them a piece of paper that say family.
Family.
My lights ain't never gonna go off.
You ain't gonna be able to read that piece of paper. That light is going off. Like a good eye.
Family. Ain't got no kids. It was that, and then what's another one we put out recently? Favorite Usher song. Everybody knows Superstar was the number one answer.
Superstars are great.
Yeah, so we ain't get a lot of variety or different answers there. We did get You Got It Bad. So that was a good one too.
Mine is Lay Me Down. Lay You Down. Lay
Oh, my
you
girl
down.
don't know her favorite song. Oh,
No,
what is
Lay You Down. It's Lay You Down.
You just know somebody.
She just know down.
Yeah, it's Lay
She
You
don't know
Down.
if I'm going down or it's going down.
Sure.
Mary J. Blige, Usher, whatever.
Lay You Down, and he also has a song. I don't know if he's featured on it or it's both of them, like it's a duo song, but it's a song called Crush, with this girl named Yuna. It's real smooth. It's real smooth.
I thought you was about to say same girl. I was about to say,
Oh,
all right, Dana will holler at you.
negative Ghost Rider.
I was about to say, fun fact, white people's favorite Usher song is Yeah. I thought it was a rumor, but it like Twitter, it was on Twitter, it was like all white people like the same Usher song. And
Yeah,
I read comments and like he was like, dude, I played this at my wedding. I love this song. Like
yeah,
it is about Yeah. I don't know what gets them going, but fun fact. But I think Superstar is a great one. But I like Usher got some songs that make me laugh. Like they're good songs, but like You Remind Me is so disrespectful.
yeah,
Like from video to just the song, like he's just chasing this girl. Like you remind me of somebody I used to like. I don't like you though, but you remind me a lot of
yeah.
that. I like that one. And it, I'm surprised nobody said Nice and Slow, but Nice and Slow is funny to me simply because when he went on that rant of just spelling his name, like middle name included. Like when are you gonna use this? When has there ever been a moment where you had to spell your name to be sexy? Like
I mean, it worked for him. He definitely had everybody trying to squeeze their name in there. Your
Right.
name's short, so you trying to say it twice. They call me FRED. I definitely tried. It wasn't the same amount
Andretti,
of letters. Andretti.
baby, tell me if you want to deal with me.
Nah, but definitely Usher's the GOAT, in my opinion.
Another thing that song make you realize though is how pure Times was because the lyric in it where he was like, what do you say? Damn, how does that song go? When he say he's trying to touch places he's never seen, how does the lyric go though? You know what part I'm talking about?
I thought he said take you places you never seen. I ain't heard this in a long time.
Dang, how it go? I
This
don't
man,
want to do
this man
it.
home his way out of a speeding ticket.
No, how to first go at 7 o'clock on that time. I got plans to put my hands in places I've never seen.
Yeah, okay.
You can tell it was the early 90s because they were not sending nudes. Because
yeah.
places I've never seen is crazy. At this day and age, you see everything before you touch it.
That's true.
For the free.
You say what happened?
But you said, I guess what all white people favorite song being "Yeah." You just basically spent into the other topic of your favorite white saying.
Oh yeah.
And that's rich coming from you.
That's rich coming from you. That's hilarious. Because that's their way of saying, I know this not talking. Like, I know you not politely throwing that N-word in there. Because there ain't no way. You don't qualify to say that to me. That's rich coming from you. That is hilarious. Newsflash, buddy.
That's like the work lingo per my last email. When you got to turn up on them professionally.
I say negative ghost ride. I mean, that's off a movie, but I say that a lot.
What movie was that?
Top Gun? One of the movies with the planes. I think it's Top Gun.
That could be Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Name of the Ghost Rider. It's all about family. Mine is about to open up a can of whoop ass. I don't know who can. I think it was Stone Cold, but like
It might have been that.
it's just fire. Like that's basically saying it's about to pop off. I'm about to open up a can of whoop ass. So if you picture like the Bugs Bunny cartoons or something, and they got like a can and it say whoop ass, and then it go like it get real. I always
Bro,
thought that was funny, but fire.
they got an infatuation with cans because they also open up a can of worms. I think that's
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
yeah,
when you get the expression, it makes sense. Like you're about to open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe cans were the thing at one point in time because there's a lot of can expressions. I be thinking about where some expressions came from because we just say them and we don't think they're as dark as they are. But
yeah.
like whoever with two birds, one stone, you're a menace.
The,
Like we
the
say
aim,
that,
the aim is great though.
huh?
The aim is great.
Right.
Aim is immaculate. But for you to do what you did and then be like, hold on, how do I tell people I did? And it just rained on Supreme.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
No,
I still say, "Oh brother." I don't know where I got that from.
SpongeBob. Oh brother, this guy
Say,
stinks.
"Oh brother," a lot. Oh yeah, it probably came from that.
Bro,
I say, "Oh brother."
Brother.
A lot.
they was so fed up with Squidward. I think it was Squidward doing stand up like that, and SpongeBob wasn't doing nothing but mopping. And every time Squidward came in and tried to
Yeah,
like,
they would clap every time he had SpongeBob just came up
Right.
and just mocked a little bit. But that's where that come from. And then what that mean? No, I'm thinking about Taz with the tomato. Driver used they throw the tomato from the audience.
Yeah.
So I use that sometimes when people say they like send a corny joke or something through text.
bro,
Or I just say tomatoes, tomatoes, throwing
Yeah,
tomatoes.
it's some. I remember I saw one when they said they didn't even throw tomatoes. They actually found like the can the tomato was in and threw that instead.
That's crazy. Throwing tomato paste.
That's crazy for real.
Throwing tomato paste is insane.
Bro, it's crazy how granted it was two wild things. I thought to ask like I thought we should do like favorite SpongeBob episode because I'd be shocked everybody favorite SpongeBob episode ain't the same episode that I'd be thinking of. And second, thinking about people throw tomatoes and everything when something not funny, it made me think like how bad comedy really had to be at one time because it was like universally understood like I'm gonna throw something at you if you're not good. Like you don't got to worry about that this day and age, but
Yeah.
you really had to worry about a projectile if the joke you wrote ain't hitting.
Right.
Some people just wanted to throw tomatoes. It could be the funniest thing they ever heard. They like, you still about to catch these tomatoes, Bernie Mac.
I
And
take these
everybody know
all
Bernie Mac
right.
funny.
I brought them.
You say
You
what?
imagine they pat down and they find a tomato on you and they go through like protocol like they found a gun. We got
Yeah.
it.
Throw a whole ketchup bottle. But it was speaking of Bernie Mac, the other one was favorite TV dads. And Bernie Mac was one of the answers. Like everybody give Uncle Phil favorite TV dad. Technically he was an uncle. Bernie Mac was an uncle too, but he was still like a great fatherly figure. So that was the answer. Somebody said Frank Gallagher. Uh,
I bet I know who said that.
yeah, you do. We got Julius from Everybody Hates Chris.
That might
Um,
be the funniest. I'm not gonna because I know who yours is, so I know you're gonna say he's funnier, and I can't
yeah,
dispute. Julius is so funny because his funny is never intentional. It's like I don't have no
nah,
jokes written for me. I'm serious about this. Like when he took a picture of what's inside the fridge so people could know before they open.
yeah,
That's insane.
That is crazy.
but he's like math comes so easy though. Like how you drop some ketchup? Boy, you just spilled 37 cents worth of ketchup. Like how do you know that? Whenever they do like the internal calculator, you can't tell
With the
time when
number
you
popping
sleep.
on the screen, that meme.
Unplugging the clock because you can't tell time in your sleep. It's crazy.
Everybody hates Chris is a slept on show, by the way.
Very
That's
slept.
hilarious.
I'm never a fan of that show.
I
I'm
came
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it when it was like prevalent, but when I went back to watch it, like that show is like every character is so dynamic. Like from Drew never getting in trouble to Tanya always snitching. Chris, no matter what he do right, something will go wrong. Every
Yeah,
single
I might have to
the
give it.
teacher, you gotta watch it because really the two people that outside of the main family, two people that you gotta watch it for is the teacher, very racist
and
but
subtle.
funny, but very funny. And then what's the tenant, the older dude? Is it Omar? He do like the funeral home.
You talking about
Tragic,
tragic?
tragic. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
This man was sleeping with all the widows, like as soon as their husbands died.
What?
you you ever watch good you ever watch What's Happening?
Yeah,
So you know him.
yeah, yeah. I just couldn't think of his name on the show.
I think it's Omar.
Yeah, but it's them two for sure. And then I like his only line is really "Let me borrow a dollar," but it's always
Yo, dude,
funny when he pop up. Little dude from across the street, let me borrow a dollar. Like knowing Chris basically poor. They wasn't poor though, cause Julius, her man had 3 jobs.
and she always quit her job because he was working.
Yeah. Oh, and my boy,
See this?
Did
her
y'all watch
brother
This Is Us?
Rochelle.
Y'all
Do
ever
we
watch
watch what?
This Is Us when it
This
was
is
on?
I never seen it, but it looked good. I like Sterling K. Brown. I think that's the dude
Yeah,
in there.
yeah. I
He's
was
a
gonna say the
real good
dad
actor.
off of that. The dad off of that was a good. I mean, he was a. It's not, of course, it's not like a comedy show, but Jack Pearson was the dad on that show. He was an
Mm-hmm.
able dad.
Go ahead, cause go ahead. I know Andretti want to tell everybody his favorite TV dad is.
Oh nah, I mean it's Michael Cal. Easy. Somebody did say Oscar Proud too though, but it's Michael. It's Michael Cal.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Nah.
Nah,
Like
mine
he's
is
he
a
was.
bully.
He was not a bully. He was a great dad. He put his kids through some situations where they had to
Yes,
learn
he did.
lessons, but he did have their back at the end of the day.
Okay.
I think
Like them boys put Junior in the garage because they caught him in the bed with Megan Good, and that's by far to even spin off of this the dumbest character. I don't even know. Like you got Junior, you got Patrick, you got Waldo. I can't even think of a fourth. I might have to put that out there as a poll. Matter of fact, I will.
I don't know if Junior can be beat.
Yeah, Junior
I
Junior,
takes.
don't,
I think he
this
takes.
man. Michael called him. They were standing right beside each other, having a conversation. And Michael was talking to him, but also talking in the background. Junior said, "Dad, do you mind? I'm talking to my father." Like you don't get dumber than that.
No, no. I remember the episode where everybody in the house was sick, but Junior wasn't. And so he was explaining to he was trying to figure out why, like what they had that was making him sick. So he was going through the trash can, like pulling out used tissues like from the family. So Michael walked in and he like, "What are you doing? You won't get sick that way." He was like, "No, you don't get sick from hand contact." He was like, "Now, if I was to touch the tissues and then do something like rub my eyes," and this
Yeah,
man started,
yeah.
I said, "Dog, dog."
Junior, an idiot, man.
Bro, it don't get no worse than that. I remember the episode where he was smart for like, it's crazy because intelligence really do work like that. Like once you feel like you have the confidence to be intelligent, change your whole mood. That whole
Yeah,
episode, he had all the confidence in the world. And when he realized it wasn't his test scores, right back to him.
idiot.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I think Granddad needs some mentions.
Oh yeah,
Granddad needs some mentions.
especially when he was messing with an old girl that was one of a pimp named Slickback hoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Granddad
ever watch Boondocks, Dana?
Okay, I thought that's what y'all was talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
is yeah, granddad, because he deal with a lot of dynamic. Because Huey being as smart as he is, and then Riley just being Riley, and in just everyday life, this man just be trying to chill out. And if it
Yeah.
ain't his grandkids, he fighting a blind man. He trying to find love. One ended up being crazy and was a kung fu killer. Like the women
yeah,
he chooses be so outlandish every time. It's crazy though, because we was talking about Friday. The Boondocks kept a lot of main characters from Friday. Like you got
yeah,
John
yeah.
Witherspoon, you got Regina King, you got um Charlie Murphy wasn't in Friday, but that's a good. It's crazy because the Boondocks is so wild, like with the irony, because the two kids that are guys are voiced by a woman, and then the
The
two
same
white
one.
dudes, the white dudes are voiced by black men. The blackest you can get was Samuel L. Jackson and um Charlie Murphy. The Boondocks got a great cast. They got some more in it, but I can't think. But yeah, like even Granddad, because I know he's talking about how some of the legends passed. So
Yeah,
John.
legend for sure. Speaking of legends, we was talking about this last night. So let's picture you at a festival, and you don't know who about to come out. What would be your ideal? Like it goes dark, and if like let's say it goes dark, and God was like, "My child, you get one wish. No, no Ray J. One person can come out and perform one song, and it's the perfect ideal like situation for you. They got to be alive though. Who would you say and what song?
So for starters, speaking of Ray J, he made more than one wish in that song, and I hate him forever for it.
He
Um,
did.
yeah,
Did.
yeah.
He
The
did.
chorus had like four. Like you're a liar.
Yeah.
Um,
Should have wished his glasses lasted. Wish didn't take so many takes when he had that hat on Love and Hip Hop. What were you saying?
then he wasted his wish talking about kissing and hugging. Why not just wish for intimacy? Like just
Yeah.
use one. Use two for kiss. All right. Um, so basically, the perfect like musical artist that I would want to see like perform.
They only do one song. Like, what would be like the most fire like song situation?
Whoever was at the beginning of N Word in Paris, because he seemed like he was pretty adamant about that one song and that one song only.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Would
Good.
that'd be fire?
Yeah.
We're gonna stick to
Would you
one
say?
song and one song only. I don't even know what song it is, but he seems serious.
Yeah.
Put all his money on that one song, so I'm gonna trust him. But it's probably something Kendrick Lamar related, if I'm being honest. I like "Count Me Out." I think "Count Me Out" is a great song. It almost feel like a gospel song for real, for real. Like him just talking about everything he went through, and basically you can count him out, but he's still gonna be on top one way or
Yeah.
another. Like that's a beautiful song all in all together. And I ain't never been. I only been to one concert, which was a Big Sean one. And I thought about like when he did the Amazon thing. I don't know why I didn't click. Like that's a event that's gonna be in people's head. Whoever attended like forever.
Yeah.
That was monumental. Like this man took 2 of the last holidays to kick somebody while they down. That man's insane. They said that he called Drake a colonizer and then released it on July 4th. I don't know if anybody can hate more than Kendrick Lamar at this point. Like it's calculated hate. So I
He
just
was
feel
hating
like
you have everybody
Bernie
seen
Mac.
Don't Be a Yeah.
I
I
hate
hate
my
my gums
gums
because
because
they
they
black.
black.
Back and forth Whitaker's neck. Huh?
Y'all are crazy.
We was in sync for both of the jokes. He named like 10 things he hated, and we
Yeah.
both knew the 2. That movie is
But
monumental, by the way, too. Like the Wayne brothers and sketch comedy in movie form is fire. But
okay.
I don't want to take too much. Probably gonna be something Kendrick Lamar related. I think "Count Me Out" is probably like a song where just all the theatrics that he gonna have with it will probably be real beautiful.
Okay. What about you, Dana?
um, I think, like if I set the scene, like you said, and like the lights are off and like a song starts, that would be really fire. It would be Drake. Oh,
Controller.
you know how it
Control.
starts that dun, 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 dun. You know how over starts and he's like, I know. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know way too.
Yeah.
And I say that
That'd be
because I've
fire.
been in places where that song is playing and everybody's just screaming. Like it like gets the people going. You know, I
Yeah.
think that would be a nice environment to be in.
That would actually be perfect given the situation he was just in. Like people
Yeah,
thinking he down, he come out of nowhere and saying that. That's a good bounce
it's
back.
far from over. I think that would be fire.
Yeah, but
And
far from over.
the
That would be
stage
fire.
start lighting up. That'd be fire.
And then right after that, it's gonna go dark again, and everybody gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, who's gonna follow up Drake?" Then all you gonna hear is, "If Pyru's and Crips, y'all got it wrong. As I
I
ain't
was
got it out by the end of the song."
I was gonna say all you gonna hear is then sometimes you gotta pop out and show like
And everybody, yeah.
man down. Where you from?
Ninja,
Forget where you know where you from. That's that BET edit.
where you from, my ninja? That's the Ninja Turtles new theme song, by the way.
Where your grandma stay, huh, my ninja?
And then let me see. So still on the music, question for you, Dana, actually. Well, you probably too, isn't. If you could do a female, you can do all time Mount Rushmore rappers.
Um, I'm not really a rap girly, but if I had to do female rappers, I would put rapper, singer slash producer. I would put Missy Elliott on there for sure because she's a
Gotta be on there.
um Missy Elliott. I would do Nicki Minaj. I would do Meg The Stallion. I think she's a good rapper, and I don't know. I think Lotto. I think she has a really nice flow. I think she's a great rapper. So I know she's new, and well, she's not new, but she's not like a
She
you
knew
know
her.
in the game that long. But I think she has a really nice flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I know there's a lot of probably like older like black female rappers, but I don't. I ain't even gonna lie, I don't listen to them like that.
Right.
So
You ain't bumping no MC Light.
like if
You
I
ain't
said
bumping no MC Light. No Queen Latifah. You don't care about the unity.
I care, but I just don't. I would be lying. I would just be saying it because I don't know their music like that.
Yeah.
Respect,
Yeah, I'm
respect.
sure they're great and they deserve to be up there, but I can't vouch for them.
Nah, you like what you like, and I mean, you're with the younger generation. I know people ain't really just at least our age listening to that stuff anymore. Obviously, they had some classics like UNITY. It's the Unity. It is a classic, but they definitely ain't about to play in the club.
And that's
So
I can tell you from Queen Latifah. That's all I could give you.
Are we doing them in order or or just naming them?
Nah, it's a Mount Rushmore, so it's just your 4 that's up there.
Dude, so last question. I mean, because I listen to a little bit of everything. Is it like based off accolades or just like who you listen to?
It's based off who you like.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna put her. So is a couple that like I like Roxanne Shante. I don't know if you ever listened to her.
Yeah.
Lady of Rage is pretty cool. A lot of people don't know she was a rapper, but basically Baby D and Next Friday, the lady
Yeah.
with the loves, got a whole song about it.
Yeah.
Um, Young and May don't get the credit she deserves. She's really really fire. Like that's probably one person. Like, granted, I don't know if people gonna count her as a female in rap, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill and most
She ain't gonna
decorated.
show up. She ain't gonna show up for them to do the sculpture. Like they have to do
Y'all
hers
know
off the
how I
picture.
look.
They have to do hers off the picture.
You gonna send a photo in. And
This me, this still I ain't changed.
and my last one, Aubrey Graham. That's about it.
My boy taking shots.
Is
Like he at the bar.
you know who else may be worthy of being up there?
Who that?
Doja Cat.
I
Doja,
thought about Doja Cat.
Doja Cat is fire.
People she definitely got a following.
She's
She's
very
actually
creative. Like she
very,
got so
very
many
talented.
accounts.
Did I say
Her,
Rhapsody?
Uh-uh.
no, you didn't.
Rhapsody.
You actually named like 8 people. But Doja Cat being a breakdancer was not on my bingo card, but she was actually a legit breakdancer and it was fire.
Yeah.
Shoot.
But before I forget the Lady of Rage Baby D reference, I don't know if y'all ever seen when she was with Mike Epps. It was like some video it was like, dang. She said, I got a new album coming out. She said, guess what it's called? He said, fuck lettuce. And that because she was big.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucked up.
That's messed up.
Fuck lettuce.
Hold on. So Missy Elliott, Rhapsody, um, Lauryn Hill, Young and May, and my fifth stay the same.
Okay. And then the last question before we wrap, one that I posted earlier, what is a conspiracy theory that y'all believe or believe in?
I feel like I'm kind of like gullible when it comes to conspiracy theories. You don't have to convince me a lot that it's some weird stuff going on. I just believe it
Yeah.
off rip. But
So you still think Bow Wow and Lil Mom the same person?
oh my, no, no.
Okay.
But like the Titanic being like an inside job, basically the sinking of the
I
Titanic.
I believe that too. I actually saw more stuff on it like a
Yeah,
couple weeks ago.
it checks out. Everything
Yeah.
about it checks out.
I can't even
The moon
because
landing, not convinced.
It was all in the studio.
Warner Brothers, they
Yeah.
probably some more I can think of. It doesn't take a lot to convince me. I do think that they're trying to trick us, and I think the Mandela effect is real because they be
The
changing
Mandela
stuff.
effect is definitely real.
They changing stuff.
that
Ain't no
ain't even
all of
conspiracy
that.
theory.
We ain't no way we remember all of that incorrectly.
No, that
Yeah.
ain't even a conspiracy theory. That's like I done seen two that I know near and dear that I'm not tripping. Like when they said tricks were never shapes, they were just circles. You're lying. They were
Who said
definitely,
that?
Ain't
bro.
no
There was definitely a time where tricks was like they were just circles, and you couldn't find no pictures online of them being the shapes that they were. Then they brought the shapes back. Just
I
like with
see shapes.
bro, if you look it up, there's I don't know if the circle versions they had where they didn't have like the watermelon and everything is online, but it was that one. Then it was the whole Chick-fil-A always had a K or never had a K. One of those. Y'all lying.
Yeah, they are. I remember that Chick-fil-A one. It wasn't always spelled like that. They threw another letter
Yeah.
in there for 100%. 100%.
Cause I
I
don't
like that.
remember. I don't even know how I spell now.
Yeah. You done threw me off.
Yeah, I gotta go look. Is it Chick-fil-A now with the K?
Now it's spelled with the CK.
Yeah, it wasn't always that. Because I was wondering why they didn't have that K on there.
Filet.
You said what happened?
That's that sheep fillet.
Right.
And then the like the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah.
Right. There was never A in it.
Yeah. So responses we got were one of mine was aliens, but folks said that too. I believe in aliens or some form of life out there.
100%.
Real aliens somewhere out there.
Damn, that boy tried to call me fake. That is crazy, but
Yeah.
I'm the one sending shots.
We ain't talking about Wimby. Uh the CIA assassinated MLK.
100%.
Y'all trying to get that canceled.
We
Y'all,
don't believe that. We don't support that message here on
that's
the No Clickbait
crazy. I
podcast.
said something about nipple piercings. I'm the problem, but you trying to get us
Yeah, we
assassinated.
that I'm just reading off the responses, CIA.
9/11 inside job.
9/11 was planned. It's what someone else said as a
All right, y'all
response.
boys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out.
Uh, and then we got all these are really like we might need to watch our back. The other one was the government controlled the matrix, so like the weather and the sun and all that stuff.
I did look at the clouds yesterday, and it didn't look real. It looked like somebody poorly painted it.
Yeah, you had a
Yeah,
little Truman Show.
yeah. Somebody asked the other day. It was like the same sun come out every day. Why is it hotter?
Yeah,
And I started having questions because it's
that is crazy. That's a very valid point.
very
That I
valid,
ain't never thought of. Someone
bro.
angry or something.
At this point, I'm thinking higher powers up there, like flipping the sun like a coin, and one side is hotter than the other. And somebody just got bad luck. We keep landing on tails, and that's the hotter side.
Man,
No, they
you
turning it like
just
a knob on the oven. It's like, hi.
you just reminded me. You know when we how we wrapped the last episode and we was like, be careful outside because it was in the '90s, like that whole week.
Yeah, when the
It
devil
was
was
like,
outside a powwow.
yeah, yeah, the devil having a powwow out there. So we just came back from Houston, and if the devil was having a powwow or a party on everything I love, we was in VIP. Like we was in VIP. Like, bro, it's so hot out there. Like,
Sickening.
It's hotter than racial tension outside. At
I
this
can't
point,
even.
bro, I feel like somebody is bowling with the sun and we're pins. That's how I feel outside.
Yeah, it be so
Like,
hot. Like, yeah, but been so hot where it's like, does anybody else feel this? Or it's like the son just up there rubbing his hands, like yeah, Fred, like I'm on your ass now, like it's just
it's me
on the
and you
back of my
today.
neck, like
Like, bro, are you a
that's
chaperone? Go do your job. I'm not the only one
yeah,
out here. Bro,
get
showing
him, get her,
favoritism.
yeah. But nah, man. With that said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this episode up. That will conclude episode 2. Go ahead and drop a couple words of knowledge on them, Ism.
Um, boy, just put me on the spot. Let me think. Let me think. Give me a second. She was doing with the bars earlier. She might have some. She got the hands with the Keith Lee hands. She might have something.
Yeah. Nah, I was going to her next. Well, with that said, since my boy he ain't good at freestyling,
That's
Dana, any any last closing comments or let people know where to find you, where to find Flexi friends.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so on Instagram, I am underscore Flexi Friends, FLEXI Friends.
US. Oh, okay.
Website under construction, but it is www.flexi-friends.com. What else?
Any other closing comments, any words you wanted to share? We will be sharing Dana's profile on our page, so everybody that's listening to this, check it out. And if you're in the Atlanta area, or if you want to, hop on a Zoom, definitely get your back and get your muscles right.
That's what I was thinking about. So we're not in the show yet. You know, so when we was talking about stretching, I didn't know people touching their toes was just on average. Like I went to play basketball one day and everybody was stretching, it was just reaching out, touching their toes. I can't touch my toes.
Oh, okay.
I thought everybody else was just on another level. Like I don't, because I feel like that's something you build through stretching. I don't think like you can just. I don't know if that's something naturally you can do. Can you touch your toes, Fred? Andretti?
Pause, but yes, I can.
It's only that way when you make it like that. You know, tell people how you act. So my co-host called me earlier, and I just happened to be in the shower. Granted, he my boy before your co-host, so I'm like, I don't know what he needs. You know, maybe we need to run through some lines. So granted, I'm making sure I just keep the phone up, like where he can just see the rail. And I'm just talking. It's like we on a regular call. Yeah, I'm gonna call you back after you get out the shower, man. Just call me in 10 minutes. Like he acting like I'm sitting there thirst trapping while we on the phone. Like it's only awkward when you make it that way.
Couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
Um,
But on that note, be
But
careful when you call people out there.
be careful.
You never know what they got going on.
This man answered the phone in a wife beater. I had to make sure everything was okay at home. I didn't judge you. I accepted you with open arms. I said, "Is everything okay?" But I can't shower. That's crazy. But it's so I feel like stretching is definitely something more people need to look into because I didn't learn that that was a thing until I was in a gym. And flexibility like works a lot of wonders because I know like it releases tension. Like some headaches come from you just being tight. Pause, just in case we got a childish person in the room. But yeah. And so with that being said, my advice or my ism would be find the road to your happiness instead of following distractions to make you forget that you're sad.
okay.
Strive for true happiness, man. Don't look for the distractions in life.
Amen.
Well, that concludes episode 2. Appreciate y'all. Everybody like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell somebody to tell somebody so they can tell somebody else.
We did episode 2.